Okay, so as to continue on from the last video, so this is the 135, the Tankenstein that broke. So now I drew, because I'm a cheapskate and I can't throw stuff away. I had those black rocks from the original before it cracked. This tank had all those black rocks, but I said that I didn't really like all the black rocks because there were so many cracks and crevices that all my little fish babies and stuff, and even just the fish themselves, would just go in there and get caught and die in there, and you'd never see them again. Don't get me wrong, shrimp took care of it. You know, very rarely did I see a fish carcass anywhere, that's for sure. But I just much rather have it like this, which is what I did was I just set down the black rocks first, which you can probably see in like the last video. And just now today I had a 5-gallon bucket of the crushed coral. So I just drew all the crushed coral down like that, make it a little beachy down there, and we'll see what happens. Now what I plan on doing is actually, I have some pieces of wood outside. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, first I have to just get the bark off of them because they're pretty dried out now and they're ready to be submerged for a while. So I figured the next step for this tank will be for me to grab the wood, strip off whatever bark is remaining, clean them up a little bit for sharp edges, and throw them in this tank and do something with this tank. But the problem that we're having today, I said, was these guys are in this 125 long that for some reason developed some sort of leak. Now, I don't see any cracks. I looked underneath along where I thought it might have something wrong, but I don't see anything like that. And the only thing I can think of is they are old tanks. The guy I got them from said they were pretty old tanks and that I probably should reseal them. Now, that 135 was resealed. And like I said, I guess I did a decent enough job that it didn't pop any seals. It actually broke the glass. It was holding too much water. So I think what's going to end up happening is I'm probably going to have to strip this tank down. Yeah, I might as well clean it and stuff and get rid of everything in there and see if I could find where this thing is leaking from. Now, what I'm going to do is to try not to kind of speed it up. I decided what I'm going to do is take all these goldfish guys out of here and put them in the pond outside, because they are big enough now that the giant koi guy out there, his mouth is not big enough to fit these guys in there, so he won't eat them. The only guys I'm not going to put out there would be these three. I don't know if you can see. I guess I should start getting better with my like zooming abilities and stuff. There's three of these barbs or tetras with the long fin guys in here, and they've been doing pretty good. They've had them for a while now, and so what I figured I'll do is I might as well just take those three guys and put them in the 90, which has barbs, and there's a couple of those long fin guys in there, which, there's one guy right there, right? So there's a couple guys up there. There's like that red guy right there. So I figured maybe I'll throw them in there with these guys. It's only three of them. And then the only outcasts that I will have is let me see if I can find them. Yeah, well, there's one guy right there. You see the silver dollar back there, and his big fat buddy back there somewhere. He's way in the back there. There he is. Those two guys didn't do too good out in the winter time out there. Everybody else out there pretty much survived, though. Like I said, we had a catfish casualty. I'm sorry, no, I shouldn't say a catfish guy. He was a pleco, I believe. I think he was like a blue-eyed something pleco too. He was actually really nice. Like, he looked like almost like leopard skin or zebra skin or whatever you want to call it. He was really, really cool. But he just had him out there just way too long into the cold month, and he didn't do too good. And he had gotten really big, so it is a shame. I also lost one of the goldfish guys that were out there, but that's, I think, because I hadn't really checked on the pond in a long time, and there's no plants in the pond, so there's no natural, eating up of stuff. And so the ammonia turnover is, I just tested today, and you can see that it looks like I'm finally getting back into the ammonia being turned into nitrites, being turned into nitrates, and the pH is looking pretty good. So the difference is the ones on the left as opposed to the ones on the right. So you could just see like a slight difference in the first one is was the ammonia. The next one was the nitrites, and you can see that the last test was a little darker there. So it's probably getting eaten up now, and also it's, the nitrates are definitely being formed or created, whatever you want to call it, and the pH is it's actually a tiny bit better right now because I just freshened up the whole pond thing. Because what I'm going to do is, I think I'm just going to say, I got a bucket of half pond water from outside and half water from in here. Try to let it dilute a little bit, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick. I hate moving fish around. It just, it's just like every time you move them around, somebody dies. It's like, oh goodness, I shouldn't have touched anything. That's why I'm actually scared to when I have to, which is going to be like tonight or tomorrow or something. I'm going to have to move these. I got to put a light on, right? That's why. Hold on. These little corridor guys. I hope nobody's floating around. I can't see. So, anyways, so that's my next step now. Is we're going to take this tank down to nothing. Fish out of here. Put them outside. The 3 barbs are going to go into the 90-gallon. The 2 silver dollars, I'm not sure. I might throw them in here with these guys. I honestly don't know what to do with them. Even these guys are like, need to be taken out of here eventually. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you on the next one.